Hello again, everyone. This is Chris Scher, and it's Robert Harding, and this is the Citizen Sports Weekly for a lucky Friday the 13th, 2015. But hey, tomorrow's Valentine's Day.
That's right.
So to all the men out...
What are you doing for Valentine's Day, Chris?
Nothing.
Wow.
Just like any other day. No, I'm just kidding. No, actually, my wife and I are going to get dinner. We're not going out for dinner. We're getting takeout for dinner, but it's a nice meal and everything, and we'll have a nice day. Then we're going to watch Syracuse-Duke.
I'll be at the game.
And that's what we're going to talk about, Syracuse and Duke. This is, I guess the SU students are saying that this is like their Final Four. You know, this is it for them. I mean, this is the biggest game of the year, and this is it. I mean, if Syracuse loses this game, the whole season's a waste, right? No, I don't think so.
Whole season was a waste a week ago.
I know. We did discuss the Syracuse withdrawing themselves from postseason consideration. But we won't go into that again. So this is the big game for Syracuse on ESPN. 35,000 people at the Dome, including this guy right here. I hear tickets are as low as $11 on StubHub or one of the other online ticket sites. So if you watch this video before Saturday night at like say 5 o'clock and you got time, man, you may be able to get to the game. But let's talk about the game a little bit though. Syracuse has been up and down all season. I mean, there are times this team looks like they're a top 10 team. And then there's other times where they look like they couldn't even beat my alma mater, the Albany Great Danes. Wow. Who have won 12 in a row, by the way. Little plug for the alma mater. 12 in a row for the Albany Great Danes, undefeated in the America East Conference.
Wow, another trip to the NCAA.
Well, you got to win the tournament.
You
don't get an at-large bid from the America East. It just doesn't happen.
That's a shame.
It is a shame. So they got to win the tournament. But
Great Danes have quite a dynasty going.
They've won the last two America East Conference championships and have gone to the NCAAs, and they earned some respect last year. I guess we'll stay out of the Syracuse game, but they did get some respect. They won their play-in game, and then they did give Florida, the top seed, a little run for their money.
That's fair.
You know.
That was a fun game to watch.
Will Brown doing a great job as head coach of the Albany Great Danes. All right, back to Syracuse. It's like the remote control. We're flipping from channel to channel here. So Syracuse has, like I said, been a little bit of a Jekyll and Hyde, and they played a solid game against Boston College on Tuesday night. You got to give them credit for that. Or Wednesday night, I'm sorry. And I think that one of the pleasant things that I've seen in the last few weeks for Syracuse is the development of some of their younger players. Mm-hmm. Michael Gajibny, is that? Benajay, there we go. Sorry. Oh my, I'm flashing back to
another great moment in Citizen Sports.
You want to have another? You want to get sidetracked again? I'll give you another sidetrack here.
So, I told him to throw me wild.
If you've ever seen the show WKRP in Cincinnati, you remember there's an episode where Les Nessman, the newsman, the square type newsman, the glasses and he's really square, doesn't really know anything. And he's doing the newscast, and he talks about a professional golfer by the name of Chai Rodriguez. And Dr. Johnny Fever says, Les, that's Chi Rodriguez. So that's how I feel right now. I feel like Les Nessman, okay? And I apologize, so wow. Forgetting it. I know. It shows you how much I know. I can't even pronounce the names right. I know how to spell it, though. That's the scary thing. Gbijine. That's a tough name to spell. Or I think I-E. Yeah, there we go. So I can't pronounce it, but I can spell it. But he's been very good the last few weeks for Syracuse. And I think that's important because you just want to see some of these young players develop. And obviously this year, it is going to end before the postseason starts. But you want to see these younger players continue to improve and get better. And we're definitely seeing that. And it's nice to know that Syracuse is not just Rakeem Christmas. I mean, this guy is having, I think, an All-American, at least honorable mention All-American type season. I think this guy at the worst will be second-team All-American. I think he's having a great, one of the best individual seasons by a Syracuse player, I think, in the last few years, easily. Wow. I really believe that. I mean, this guy he's showing that he can play in the NBA. Impressive. I really like the way that Rakeem Christmas is playing. So, Rob, I'm going to let you talk about Syracuse a little bit, and then we'll talk about the game itself, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it's, it's like you said, I mean, it's kind of an up and down season for them. Obviously, they have some of this off-the-court stuff, but it doesn't seem to be bothering the players, even though, you really look at it and say, okay, what do they have to play for? They don't have the postseason to look forward to. But, when you go out there and you're playing these games, you're playing to compete. And that's what you're playing for. You're playing for wins at this point. So, whether it's Benajay or Cooney or Christmas or some of these younger guys, Caleb Joseph, for example, you've got something to prove. You want to show that, you can, put up a good game, help your team win, whether it's against Duke or Boston College. Any of these games, you really want to show, show progression, show improvement that, as a team you're coming together and developing. And, I think in a lot of ways they've done that. Obviously this team is a bit of a younger team.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like they have young guys like Tyler Rennis who came right in and, right away they're contributing. Some of these players have had to, get their feet wet a little bit.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, if they stick around for, even 2 years, hopefully you get a lot of them get a lot out of them in that year too. But, so far the way Syracuse has played, there's a lot to be happy about.
Yeah.
Especially for the team's future. In the present, though, you just kind of have to suffer through it.
Yeah.
It's not going to be pretty at times, but as long as the result's good, I suppose it's that's all you're looking for.
It's too bad. I mean, and we'll get into. It's just too bad though that they're not playing in the ACC tournament. I mean, I understand you want to sit out the NCAA's. That's fine, but I mean, I wish they were playing in the ACC tournament because that would be a lot of fun to see what this young, talented team could do in the ACCs. But they're not. So as for the game itself, I mean, Duke is number 4 in the country, but I don't think they're like that good. I mean, they're good, but I mean, I'm just saying that I think that they're beatable. And I mean, this is a team that got beat pretty big by Miami at Cameron Indoor Stadium a few weeks ago, and Miami has been struggling a lot. So I mean, Syracuse definitely has the capabilities and the potential to beat Duke. Obviously, 35,000 at the Dome. I mean, if this is a close game, that's going to play a role. If Duke gets out to a big lead early, takes the crowd out of it, that's going to hurt. But if it's a close game, that crowd, I think, is going to be a factor at the end of the game. And you know something? We're not doing I guess we're doing predictions like our NFL predictions, but call me crazy. I guess the gut's making a comeback. I like Syracuse to win this game. I think it's going to be close. If they win, it's only going to be by a couple points. They're not going to blow Duke out. I mean, they're only going to win by a couple points, but I just think that this team is going to be very motivated. They're going to be a little angry, a little chip on their shoulder, which is always a good thing. The big crowd, obviously, which is we just discussed. I think they can, if they play up to their potential, and they've been playing good lately, I think they can walk out with at least a 2-point win over Duke tomorrow.
Wow. The gut.
The gut.
Yeah, it's tough to, in a game like this, it's tough to go against Syracuse, no matter the opponent.
Right.
Whether they're the number 1 team in the country or the, at least in Syracuse case, if they're the number 1 team in the country or unranked, Syracuse is playing at home in a loud dome, and they have the home court advantage, and anything can happen. So, and I think at one point, and it still might be true, I haven't looked at the ACC standings, but there was a point there kind of around the time when it was first announced that they wouldn't be playing in the postseason, that Syracuse's ACC record was better than Duke's.
Yeah.
Not by much. Yeah. But, I believe Duke at the time had 3 losses in conference. So, this is a team that can be beaten. They're not invincible, as we've seen in the past several years in the NCAA tournament and just college basketball in general. These rankings mean nothing. The teams still have to play the games. And I'll be rooting for them on Saturday. Yeah. I think they'll pull it out too.
It'll be a good game if you're in this area in Central New York, Auburn area, Cuyahoga County. You're freezing right now. You're tired of the snow. I mean, I think tomorrow night is a great time to get the TV on and put your fireplace on and stay warm, snuggle in, and hopefully watch a good basketball game. And if you're going to the game, I mean, it's going to be a great atmosphere. I mean, I used to cover Syracuse men's basketball, and I mean, I used to be down right on the court for some of those games with 33,000 people, and it is an incredible atmosphere. And if you get the chance to go to a game, please do, because it is a lot of fun. Enjoy it. So, Robbie, anything else you want to add? No? All right. No. We'll wrap it up, folks. We appreciate you watching. Please share the link so other people can enjoy this fine video product that we put out. And until then, we'll see you next week.